Hello everyone, welcome back to Mediak. We have another One Piece review this week. I'm going to be talking about chapter 1109. I'm also going to be doing a live reaction as I read the chapter, so I hope you guys enjoyed that new edition. Hello everyone, this is the first live reaction I'm doing to one of these chapters, and I hope it's interesting because I want to do it for the rest of it, and I want the video to be longer than like 3 minutes because I'm only covering one chapter this video. So hopefully I have some interesting reactions. Going into this, I want two things to say. The only spoiler I know so far is that Saturn may or may not be summoning the other Gorosei at the end of the chapter. And the other thing I want to say is that I actually had to kick my girlfriend out of this room to record this so that she didn't ruin the chapter reactions. Alright, let's jump into it. Okay, so right off the bat, I definitely was wrong in my last video where I said that Kizaru was stabbing Vegapunk for the purpose of stopping his bleeding. Well, one, because Grand Line Review pointed out that it's just in a completely different spot than whenever he was stabbed by Saturn. And also, the very first picture, I'm not going to show it. I'm trying, like in last video, I'm going to try to use the manga as little as possible. The third panel on the first page shows a flatlining, like heart radar. So he definitely probably is dead. Yeah, it's making the peep sound too, so he's totally dead. And this is like his final message going out. I also wanted to record this yesterday, but my Scanlation app just wasn't getting it. And that made me think of it because they did a really weird translation in one of these. So right off the bat, I didn't like how the first set of pages was solely for Vegapunk to figure out what amount of delay time until the message plays. I just didn't like the in-world reason for why there needed to be a delay. It's just obvious that Oda was using it to build tension. Yeah, Vegapunk's probably dead. But I don't know. The only reason I was hesitant last week is because people just don't die in One Piece. It's not something that happens. So whenever I saw that Vegapunk got stabbed, I was like, oh, there's definitely some way that he's going to survive this because it's One Piece. Okay, this confirms it. Saturn is having a telepathic communication with them. So this adds to the theory that the Gorosei are Vegapunk-like satellites to Emu, at least in my opinion, because they have like that sort of connection, or maybe it has something to do with their like demon fruits. The information that the Gorosei can speak telepathically is super interesting. I think it makes them just that much more dangerous. And a little bit later on, Luffy says that Saturn can't take any damage from his punches. We sort of knew this because we've seen attacks hit Saturn before and he just kind of shrugs them off. But this confirms that Gear 5 also can't damage him. I also love how the government, like, this is kind of their fault because in this line where someone goes, it's just a civilian, they go, did you hear that? This is Vegapunk we're talking about. If he's trying to tell the entire world something, it must be a big deal. And the common people only feel this way about Vegapunk because of how the world government has been portraying him. So, like, if they didn't put him in such highlight, then this message probably wouldn't be heard at the same type of importance. I bet Grand Line Review is really happy. The cameo from Whoop Slap. I just got to the cover spread on page 9, so I guess this would be page 9 and page 10. And just now is where we're seeing the fight with Luffy and Saturn and Kizaru. I'm a little disappointed. Like, I enjoyed seeing the reactions of the people of the world, but I would have much rather seen more of them fighting or something interesting because they set up so much in the last chapter at the end. They set up Vegapunk's message and also this big fight, and they're kind of showing neither of them. They're just showing the reaction to Vegapunk saying that there's a big message coming. And knowing One Piece, I heavily doubt we're even going to see either of those two things. Oh! Okay, I was wrong. They showed a little bit of the fight. Luffy fucking collapse them together. That's so great. Gum Gum symbol. That's so awesome. They turned to little paper like in Tom and Jerry. That's so awesome. And literally like through them. Oh my god, this is the fact that Luffy can do this is just so amusing to me. I'm also happy that we got more of the Gear 5 fight than I expected, and one thing I've been waiting to see out of Gear 5 is the flattening and paper effect from Tom and Jerry. I figured that this was going to happen, but I always expected that it was going to be Luffy. Like, he runs into a wall and gets flattened or something. Kizaru and Saturn being symboled is way better than anything I expected. it's impressive that Kizaru is going to stand up after this, or at least I'm assuming he's going to stand up after this. I can't wait to see this animated, like Saturn summoning his men. I think that's going to be a really cool thing to see in the anime. Yeah, it's pretty obvious that the Gorosei are the people that are going to be coming because Sanji's quote. It's just like whenever that spider geezer appeared, and like One Piece kind of tells you what's going to happen next. Like whenever Luffy was like, "This is my final Gear 4," and then he got Gear 5. So him saying that this is a similar thing to whenever Saturn appeared means that all the other guys are going to appear, which is pretty cool because that means that we might be able to find out if I think it's Venus. He's the one with the sword, and there's a chance that he is holding one of the Kitetsu set, like the final Kitetsu blade, because Zoro has one, and then Odin's dad had Luffy use one for like 10 minutes on Wano. So hopefully we'll see that. That was fun. I actually really enjoyed doing this live reaction thing to the chapter. So hopefully this works well in the video. Well, I'm trusting that future Zach will have a better way to outro this video. If not, I'll see you guys next week with either another video or... No, it's not another chapter review because we're getting a break, so we're not even going to see the conclusion to a lot of the things that are happening in this. We're not even going to see Vegapunk's message, the thing that was referenced at the end of last chapter, which is fine. I'm not upset about it. I would have got to take some time to heal and shit. You get it. And last but not least, all of the 5 Gorosei showing up at the end is just so awesome. I'm excited to see all of their demon forms, especially the swordsman, who, upon a quick Google search, is named Ethan. Oh, and don't worry, Pasek. I have a dope outro planned that'll knock your